Hello and welcome to another update video about BNB. BNB still in this Elliott Wave triangle, most likely. That is the preferred interpretation at the moment. It's probably the best way to count it in this wave 4. And it should take the price down lower in a wave 5 into the region between $184 and $200. That would be the preferred outcome of this. If you just take the height of the triangle, you basically get to a target of around $183, $184. So it would take it down there, maybe even into the lower part of that range. Yeah, but I'm not saying it will stop there. It could even go lower. These sell-offs or the BNB sell-off could get much more ugly in the red wave count. Then this would be a third wave, which might end around 160, then a larger degree fourth and a larger degree fifth. Actually, I need to change the structure. So like that, yeah. So either it stops here above $184. If it goes below it, it will morph into the red wave count that could essentially take it down to round about $120, which is a level that we can see on the long-term chart of BNB, which is quite relevant because the $120 level is going to be the next larger degree Fibonacci level. It is the 50%, the 38.2 Fib here, an ideal target normally for a fourth wave, yeah. But we give it at the moment the chance that it could have completed the bear market already. That was in June. But again, the downtrend is down as long as it's down. So it can just carry on. Next target would be around about $120. Here it shows 119, but that's not so important. It depends a bit on the exchange as well that you're dealing with. But it's a bit of a, prices are too dynamic. So it's not like it will stop at 118 and 90 cents or whatever. You know what I mean. Essentially, this is the next major Fib level that we're dealing with here. It reacted quite a few times here to the 23.6 Fib level. Also here already, actually, yeah. But essentially broke below it. Maybe it's on its way to the 38.2 Fib level. So again, that will, however, be decided after the next low. It's too early to say that. At the moment, the interpretation would be that this is a triangle. Obviously, it's challenging sort of the micro count. Ideally, it's breaking down now. Today, we've got a bit of a catalyst, core PCE inflation data. We'll see what happens. If it breaks above the C wave high, this is at $221. It would force a reinterpretation of the count, but only within the triangle. Yeah, it could be that the C wave is just going to be a bit more of a complex correction. C waves often are a bit more complex. So this could turn into a WXY structure in a wave C, and then the D wave down, and then the E wave to the upside of wave 4, and it would just delay the sell-off. But I will keep that micro count where it is now until we see a break above $221. At the moment, it's important to know that the uptrend, the local uptrend, is certainly still ongoing. But I would pay attention to this range here, which goes up all the way to $218 for a reaction in Fibonacci resistance. If that rejection or reaction doesn't occur, then we will likely reset wave C of the triangle a little higher. That would not change the overall interpretation and the thesis of this chart, which should still lead to another move down into that $184 to $200 region. But I will pay attention to the $235 level up there, because if that level is taken out, then we have official invalidation of the triangle and a different scenario would play out. But overall, the price structure here is very weak. It's sort of, at the moment, in my opinion, is the preferred interpretation that another move down is coming. But we also need to take note that this trend line is broken, however, not with much volume. And also the price action isn't very aggressive to the upside. But hey, a long-term trend line is broken. That is quite meaningful. This trend line started to become meaningful in April. 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points. Here again, 5 touch points, 6 touch points, and now it's broken. So that is potentially meaningful. I don't use trend lines primarily for analysis, but I point out when they break, because it could indicate that obviously one resistance level is kind of taken out. Yeah, one barrier to the upside is taken out, and it's just something to trade. Some of you might trade trend lines. Okay, so I need to mention it. And yeah, but so far the reaction after that trend line break isn't significant. Now let's imagine Bitcoin does its 5 waves to the upside, then potentially, yeah, BNB's low is in already. Which is okay, yeah. So, but I don't have the evidence for that at this stage. These movements all were corrective to the upside. So, I mean, what you can never rule out is that it's doing something fancy, like this was the A wave, yeah. Then we have a B wave triangle, yeah, and it does something like that. And then we get a C wave up, and then we break down. that's still possible. It's a very, very strange structure. Certainly not a structure that I would trust for a short-term long trade. Well, but guess what? We are in a long-term accumulation area for BNB. So for anybody who's looking for long-term exposure to BNB, I mean, this is probably the area, yeah. Below $68, I will get some concerns, and already below 119 probably, but below 68, this chart is going to turn bearish long-term. But the microstructure doesn't suggest strongly that a low is already in, but we are in the larger area where sentiments should shift towards another bullish run. That's my update about BNB. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.